points, poorest regions and epidemics epicenters. International organizations carry out their activities in parts of the world where they are critical for people. They unite countries and continents, save millions of lives and solve global problems. Watch more on this in Kazakhstan International Vectors. More than 3 million people contracted HIV last year. Every 13 minutes, HIV affects one person. 70 million people around the world practicing jogging. This type of sports is considered an all-purpose medicine. People and their habits are changing for the better. Swimming, cycle race and running across the highway. These three sports were combined into one as far back as in 1930s. Since that time, the popularity of triathlon has been increasing and in 2000 it was given the status of an Olympic sport. Moreover, last year the Federation of Amateur Triathlon was opened in Kazakhstan. Nowadays, this sport is considered one of the most difficult ones and this, therefore, explains its popularity. Currently, our organization consists of about 1,000 members. And it should be noted that not all of them are professional athletes. Some of them started to do sport only this year. And this is the reason why the federation was established last year. Its main tasks are further popularization of this sport, organizing of various events, competitions and trainings. The long-time dream of Saken Oskanbayev is to try himself in triathlon. However, several years ago the young man suffered a leg injury and had to forget about this challenge for some time. Since recently, he got enthusiastic about it again and started to run in the morning. Moreover, he did not do it alone. He and his work colleague have gathered a group of people with the same ambitions. Run Dolphin, this is how the activists call their team. They are quite sure that running makes people happy. To go for a jog like this one needs a pair of sports shoes, to be in high spirits and have the commitment to the common aim. We have concluded that joint trainings are always more interesting. When people are united with one goal and committed to some activity, it is always more interesting and joyful. How does jogging help to reach a goal? What does the peer-to-peer approach mean? And how do young people battle against AIDS? Coming up next. Healthy way of life is a trend of the present times. Visiting fitness halls, swimming pools and morning jogging have become a fashion. Nonetheless, the threat of mass obesity among populations still exists, scientists warn. Fast food and the internet have been identified as the main reasons for that. According to the international research, young people born in the 1990s are at highest risk of gaining excessive weight. Of them, 20% of males and 25% of females suffer from obesity from 10 years old. Solving the problem of nutrition, promotion of a healthy lifestyle and disease prevention are the areas of work of several international organizations. One of them is YPeer. YPeer members follow the principle that we are a family, an orange family. Therefore, we have to develop together, support each other and lead a healthy way of life. YPeer is an international youth network which promotes a healthy lifestyle among its member countries. It unites more than 60 states and more than 700 non-profit organizations. It was established in 1999 with the headquarters in Sofia, Bulgaria. Sexual health and rights are among the components of YPeer's activity. According to the international data, annually more than 55 million of women throughout the world perform an abortion and 15% are teenagers. To prevent such cases, YPeer creates special programs in the sphere of sexual and reproductive health among the youth. Our principal task is to conduct trainings on sexual and reproductive health, which would be interesting and at the same time very important. In other words, we spread a proper information necessary for young people. In order to help teenagers to overcome confusion while talking on such subjects, the organization developed a special approach called peer-to-peer. It is when young people share the information about the principles of sexual education. However, before a public appearance, they have to complete special training courses. Trainings are conducted by instructors who are 18 or 19 years old. They are not just adults who just read lectures. So students who visit these lessons feel comfortable because they are of the same age. Programs like these help to battle against AIDS and HIV. Statistically, 7.5 thousand people throughout the world are being infected by the virus every day. The majority of them are young people. Sexual illiteracy is one of the main reasons of infecting. Due to this fact, YPA pays special attention to this issue. Apart from numerous booklets about this problem, the organization's workers conduct various roundtable discussions dedicated to the plague of the 21st century. Among the topics are not only safety issues, but the attitude towards those who has already been infected. Here we are talking about discrimination or stigmatization of people living with HIV. It is very important for anyone to understand what these people experience. We also apply interactive methods such as mini-sessions, exercises or brainstorming. These projects are being supported by larger organizations. Jointly, they develop programs and arrange special events. The UN Population Fund is our principal partner for today, but besides that, we collaborate with other organizations such as Red Cross and other funds responsible for a healthy way of life. Different people, different goals and abilities. Such was the beginning of Run Dolphin. Nonetheless, its participants could team up, determine the common goal and attract new members. In April, the group of runners consisted of only 3 people who covered the distance of 5 kilometers. 3 months later, the number of group members increased 4 times to 12 people and the distance was prolonged to 8 kilometers. Today, the team members of Saken Oskenbaev are preparing for their first duathlon. The competition is to take place this August. In the nearest 2 weeks, the guys will be intensively preparing to the event. You can't imagine, but this is their first performance. And it is notable that they were beginning as ordinary runners. Now they shift to new and, what is very important, popular sports. What is Summer Leadership School? Who does promote the youth's interests in the government? And how to become the Iron Man? Coming up next. The youth of the 20th century is called the lost generation. The post-war period was accompanied by a number of problems. Among them were unemployment, low educational level and, as a consequence, high levels of crime. At the same time, the first association defending the rights of youth appeared only in the late 20th century. Thus, in 1999, upon the initiative of the UN Interagency Group on Young People's Health Development and Protection and the UN Population Fund, YPA was established. In the beginning, there were a lot of different youth groups. Finally, they decided to establish an international company, YPA Network. Its goal is to educate youth of the same age under the peer-to-peer principle.
А вы лидеры, как вы думаете? А лидеры должны помогать друг другу?
The Summer Leadership School. This is one of YPA's major projects. A group of school children is gathered in each member country and sent to the camp. There, the young people are taught to perform in public, share their ideas and develop creative thinking. The organization's workers act as monitors. The programs do not take much time. It can be a 10-day or 1-week program. We invite to our school all active young people, for example by means of social networks. After being informed, people fill up a form and then participate in a program. In camps like this, all the information is presented in the form of a game. According to experts, it facilitates the learning ability. Forum theatre is one of the most efficient options. This kind of self-expression is also being practiced by YPA participants outside the school. Forum theatre is an unusual theatre. It is a theatre where each of the viewers can participate in the performance by replacing some of the actors and in such a way changing the course of events. In one forum theatre, we demonstrate problems typical for the youth. It can be an early pregnancy, violence and communication problems among people of the same age. Whereas school children are mainly taught by means of show elements, the approach towards students is more academic. The organization organizes for them various lectures and trainings. Often they are conducted by foreign colleagues. Such events allow to share experience, create joint projects and make useful acquaintances. Many YPA graduates are now successful people who work in consulates or study abroad. They come here while being school children and start to discover this world. Later they decide to participate in various international projects and study in foreign higher education institutions. Saken notes that such events as Duathlon are one more step towards his wish to participate in a major worldwide triathlon competition, Ironman. Far from everybody would agree to participate in this event. During 17 hours, its participants proved their right to be called the Ironman. All our team members are training and we plan to achieve high results during this competition. It is true that the number of the participants is increasing day by day. More and more people are becoming our members. About 2 billion young people currently live in the world, and YPA is interested in their involvement in the social life of their native countries. From year to year, the organization gathers more and more members. Its plans include covering all the youth problems and extending the cooperation geography. Thus, for example, in Kazakhstan, it has 5 offices in different cities. And there will be 2 more in the nearest future. Besides that, the organization's members are planning to establish a network of school camps throughout the country. The network of summer leadership schools will cover 5 cities, and the school in Shymkent city will be functioning in autumn and in spring. Meanwhile, elder members of the Orange family participate in major state and international presentations, such as reproductive health development in Central Asia and Eastern Europe. Young people call such events advocacy campaigns. These advocacy events are mainly aimed at the promotion of youth's interest in the parliament. Because of that, we try to lobby among proper groups of population or influential people who can advocate these interests. We annually organize roundtables where we invite parliament members. YPA has been proposing to adopt the program of sexual education in schools for several years and hold up Western countries as an example. In Western countries, such lessons are conducted even in primary schools. In our country, they should be introduced in the period between the 4th and the 9th form. It can be a 1-year or several years course focused on sexual education and the issues of sexual and reproductive health. In our days, more and more children are becoming involved in socially significant activities. For instance, last year, 15-year-old Shivana Tan invented a hand prosthesis controlled by the power of mind. For this purpose, the young man used neuroscience equipment and several components. The young innovator reconstructed the software which allowed him to send mind impulses directly to the prosthesis instead of smartphone as it was before. The project raised much interest among investors.